Okay, so let's take a look at how you can connect to Postgresql database from Navicat Premium. Okay, so I have Navicat Premium, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to Postgresql. So what are the ways to actually do that? First being from file, then new connection, Postgresql, or you can go through connection icon and Postgresql. Both these ways will achieve the same. So click on one of these. Here you can name your connection. So let's say Postgresql. Now here you can see some parts are already filled out for you. Username for your super user Postgres. Here you just have to add your password. Okay, you can test the connection is successful. Click on OK. Okay, so if your connection is successful, that means you managed to connect to Postgresql database. Click on OK, and if you double click on it, it will show you the list of available database. So let's take a look at how you can create new table with Navicat database management tool for Postgres database. So what we will do is open Navicat and then connect to Postgres database. Okay, as you can see, I already have 1, 2, 3 and 4 database. Okay, now here if I click on this, it will open a public interface with tables. Okay, so here in tables I can right click, create new table. I can choose normal, foreign or partition. So simply click on normal. Now here what I'm gonna do is basically create each column and assign it a name, also type and length. Okay, so let's start with ID, and type is going to be integer. Okay, you can choose from integer 2, 4, 8, JSON. Okay, so let's take a look at few others as well. Okay, so let's go with integer. Okay, so integer 4, then don't have to specify length, but it's going to be primary key and not null. Okay, now after that we will create one more field. Let's name this name. It's going to be varchar length 255. You can also use text if you want. It's not going to be null. Then we add, let's see, title, again varchar, not null. Then finally SSN field, which is going to be varchar 255 and not null. Okay, now you can up and down this with move up, move down. Okay, you can add field or delete field as well. Finally you can also save this. Okay, so let me click on that, enter table name. Let's name this user table. Click OK, and it will save and it will show up in your public tables. Okay, if you double click on it, it will show you ID, name, title and SSN. Okay, so you get the idea how to create table with Navicat Premium for Postgres database. So let's take a look at how you can import CSV data into your PostgreSQL table using Navicat database administration tool. So get into your Navicat database administration tool and choose your database and then table. So I have created one table with these fields where I wish to import data from a CSV file. So here you see, let's say user table. So name of the CSV is also user, and here you see Okay, so as you can see, this is the data that I wish to import into the table, as you can see here, with the same number of fields. Okay, so what I will do is I'll close Excel, and then I will simply close this view as well, and then right click on the table. Now here I'm going to use import wizard, and here I have to specify if it's CSV file, so click next. Then you have to particularly locate that file, so let me go to that directory. Now here we have to choose the CSV file, click on next. Okay, then delimited here, as you can see, characters such as comma or tab separated each field, keep it selected. Then click next. Field name row, field first data row 2, last data, and onwards. You can then click on next. So this is the table, and then click next. Okay, here you can see these are our fields, and respective target fields will be these. Okay, so click next, and then click append. Now we will start. Okay, now as you can see, you get this finish successfully message. Click on close, and then we will view the data. And here you see, if we try to double click on this, it should show you your newly added data. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can drop table from Postgresql database using a Navicat database management tool. So I connect to my Postgres DB. Okay, I simply click on this and then open connection. Okay, once you open the connection, it will list the databases available. So here you see I have raw DB database, and here I have these tables. Okay, biostats and company data. Okay, so company data is already removed and I just refreshed it. Now I want to see biostats table. Okay, I want to remove this using the tool. Okay, so right click on this database, you can even close the view, and then click on delete table. Okay, and here are you sure you want to delete biostats? You can choose delete. Okay, that will delete the table from your database. So you get the idea how to use Navicat database management tool to remove any table from your database. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can drop database in Postgres database with Navicat database management tool. Okay, so let's open Navicat admin tool, and here you see I'm having one PostgreSQL connection, and I have to connect. By clicking on open connection, it will list all the available databases. So currently I have one database named rawdb2 where I don't have any tables or I don't have anything inside it, and I want to delete that. So I'm going to select this rawdb2, then right click on it and then click on delete database. Then it will ask me for confirmation. Are you sure you want to delete rawdb2? Simply click on delete. Okay, and if you refresh or look at this available set of databases, you will find that database is now gone. You can also verify that by going to your pSQL shell, okay, and check through your select database command with /l, and in that list you won't find that database. So you get the idea how to delete database from PostgreSQL using Navicat DB admin tool. So let's take a look at how you can import Chinook database using SQL file in PostgreSDB database using Navicat DB admin tool. So what you'll do is open Navicat, then connect to our PostgreSQL database. So we click on open connection, and once we do that, we will find available set of databases. Now here we have to create a new database. Okay, so for that we will right click on our connection and then new database. Here we type in Chinook, then owner, let's say Postgres, and then click on OK. It will take few seconds and it will show the Chinook database in the list of created database, as you can see here. Now I'm going to right click on this Chinook database, and then what we will do is we will see if it has anything. So open database, you will see nothing. Okay, close database. Now by clicking on our database connection, okay, click on execute SQL file. Okay, now here I have to give that SQL file path. So go to files, then here you see Chinook PG, and then click on open. And now if you look at the tables, you'll find all the tables from the SQL query are created, and you can now click on them and view the data. Okay, so you can click on each table's icon and view that here in Navicat DB admin. Okay, now you get the idea how to create a database, then execute SQL query, and then import your data into the. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can add column to your PostgreSQL database table using Navicat DB admin tool. So open your Navicat admin tool, and here you can see PostgreSQL database connection. So let me open that, and here I have one test DB. Okay, let me show you the table I wish to edit. So here I have one company table. Now here I have name, age and salary, but I want to add one more column to this. Okay, to do that, what I will do is I will right click on that, and then we will add, let's see, through design table. Here we will add one more column. Okay, so what you will do is go to your table, right click, then design, and this view will open. Okay, so here you have to add one more field, let's say SSN. Here all that will be in varchar. Okay, you can keep it null because currently if you don't have any specific data, then you can keep it null. Okay, so once you do that, what you will do is click on save. Okay, and then close this view. Now if we check the view again, here you see I have this SSN column added to that table. So let's take a look at how you can drop column from your PostgreSQL database table using Navicat DB admin tool. So what we'll do is we'll open Navicat DB admin tool, then let's connect with the database, and here I have test DB, and let's go to the table where I have that column. Okay, as you can see, SSN column has no entries, null data or delete. So to do that, what we will do is we simply right click on our table, click on design table. Okay, now here you see your fields, and we have to simply delete this field. So take your mouse over that field, click on delete. Okay, now save this, and now we will come back to the view for our company, and here you see that column is now removed. So you get the idea how to drop column from Postgres SQL database table using Navicat DB admin tool. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can run SQL query in Navicat. So what I'm going to do is I have Postgres SQL database connection which I'm going to open, and I have one testdb database. Okay, I'm going to run query on the available set of tables. Okay, so let's say if I want to run on this user table, so what I will do is click on this query tab. Okay, now if you want to create a new query, you will click on new query here. Okay, and here it's your testdb, then we have our public tables. Okay, so here we have to use select all from. Okay, and then let's say if I choose user. Okay, and then we click on run. When you do that, a small window at the bottom will open and we get our result for the query. So you get the idea how to execute a query from Navicat. Let's take a look at how you can use query builder with Navicat and Postgres SQL database. So what I will do is I will open Navicat and then connect to Postgres SQL database. Then here I have these two tables. Okay, as you can see I have this user table for which I'm going to open this query. Okay, now if I click on new query, okay, when you click on this new query, it opens option for save query builder, then code snippet, etc. So click on query builder, and here you get this window that allows you to create your own complex or simple queries. So we will connect to our user table, then select all fields from, and then user table, and here you see all the fields will be displayed immediately. Now let's say if I want to limit this query to some specific limit, so specify to get most n records. Let's say if I restrict it to 5. Okay, so our query becomes limit to 5. So select all from user table limit 5. So if I copy this, right, and if I just use this query here, let's say paste it here and then semicolon and run, you will find that it has managed to get exact output. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can create a table in PostgreSQL database using Navicat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my Navicat to PostgreSQL database, then move to the testdb that I have created, and there I wish to create a new table using create table query. So I'm going to open this query tab. Here I'm going to type in new query. Okay, I can use query builder, or I can simply use this query editor where I can type in create table. Let's name this table department. Okay, now inside this I want to have ID. Let's say it is integer and it's primary key and not null. Okay, then next thing would be to have a department which is going to be varchar 10 or 20, again not null, and then let's say employee ID which is going to be varchar, if we use alphabet. No, let's go with integer. Okay, so this is also not null. Finally close this bracket with semicolon, and then run your query. So we'll have one more table with these 3 fields. Okay, it says query ran okay. So what we'll do is we will simply refresh, and we have our department table created, which you can view in left hand sidebar. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can insert data into your Postgres database table using insert query in Navicat query tab. So what I will do is I connected this PostgreSQL connection to my testDB database, and here you can see I have 3 tables where this department table is empty. So I wish to fill in some data into it. So to do that, I will open query tab. So I will open this query tab, then click on new query. Now here I'm going to type in insert into department. Okay, and here we have to show ID, department, and employee ID. Okay, and we have to set the values. Let's say 1, and then sales is the department, and then comes our 001 as, or simply let's go with 1 at its employee ID, first employee, and then close it with semicolon. Now if I run the query, it should show me output something like affected rows 1 and time. Okay, now let's add another, and this time we will add marketing. Let's run this. Now another row is affected. Now let's add one more value, and here I can add quality control. Okay, now let's run this. Finally, 4th value, let's add that, and here let's say community manager, and then run this. Okay, now I have 4 total rows added into the data. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can cross join 2 tables in PostgreSQL. I will show you how it works with Navicat GUI. So basically, when you connect to PostgreSQL database in Navicat, you can move to the table part, and here you see 3 tables. Currently I have company and department with employee ID as common column. Okay, as you can see, employee ID, but our SQL may not know which employee ID it should refer to. So what I will do is, instead of forming an error, I will write query that can fetch the join of both the tables. Okay, so what we'll do is we type in select, then all fields from company, then cross join department, end it with semicolon, and hit run. And here you see both the tables will be joined. Here you see employee ID for first table, then employee ID at the end for second. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can use inner join on PostgreSQL database table with Navicat GUI. So basically, inner join is the most common and used join. It is basically a result of combining column values of 2 tables based on join predicate. Okay, I will show you just how it works. So I have table company, okay, where I have this employee ID, and then department, which also has employee ID. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to basically join this company ID with department's employee ID. So 1 2 3 4 and 1 2 3 4. Okay, so we will try to join these two. For that, let's open query tab, then click on new query. Now here our query will be select all from company, and we then inner join department, and we have to specify on, let's say, company dot id equals to department dot employee underscore id, and then semicolon. Okay, so we are using those two columns for inner join. If I run this, that should join our table. Okay, and as you can see, id 1 to 4 join with employee id 1 to 4. Here you may find your employee id from company table may be different, but based on its id it will map with your employee id of your department table. So you get the idea how inner join works and how it joins two tables based on how you assign your inner join on respective columns. Okay, so let's take a look at how the left outer join works with PostgreSQL database. So I'm inside Navicat DB admin tool, and here I have testdb database where I have these two tables. Okay, so company and department, you can view them. Okay, so here you see employee id being common in both tables. However, this department table has only 4 entries, whereas company has 15. Okay, so what we will do is we will try to use left outer join on one, so that all the content from the left of the table is returned even if there is no match from the right hand side. So if there is no match, then null will be returned. So let me show you that with a query. Click on new query, and here we write our query. So select all from our left table would be company. Okay, and left outer join department, okay, on, and then we use company dot id equals to department, and then dot id. Okay, here you can choose to add limit of 4, or you can keep it as is. Okay, now let's run this, and here you see, as I told you, if there is no match, then the rest will be shown as null from the right side of the table. So only left join will keep its own 15 entries as is. Okay, so you get the idea how left outer join works with PostgreSQL. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can use right outer join with PostgreSQL database. So I'm inside Navicat DB admin tool, and I have connected to PostgreSQL database, and here you see in testdb database I have these 3 tables, 2 of which I'm going to use for right outer join. So this will be our left table with 15 entries, and this will be our right table. Okay, so the content from this will be output with our query, and it will be as is. However, content from left will be truncated if there is no match with the right table. Okay, so the output you will see through this query how this join works. So basically what we'll do is we will, let's say, take everything from left table, and here we do right outer join with department table on, let's say, company.id equals to department.id. And if we run this query, what will happen is it will output only our first 4 entries. Okay, as you can see, there are total 15 entries from the left table company, but only 4 will be in output, and in right only the default will be given as is. Okay, so here you see this is ID1 and also employee ID1 will be in the output from your right table, which is department. So you get the idea. In right outer join, anything from right will be in output as is, but on left hand side table it will be truncated up to the match. Okay, and also you see that if there are no matches, even if the right table will be output as is. Okay, so you get the idea how the right outer join works and how you can run that query in Navicat. Okay, so let's take a look at how you can use full outer join in PostgreSQL with Navicat. So I'm inside Navicat DB admin tool, and here you see my test DB database, where you can see 3 tables, out of which these 2 will be used, one being company and second being department. So when we use full outer join, it will combine the result of left and right table and display the output for that. So we'll see how that works. Click on query, then go to new query, and here let's say select all from company, and here we use full outer join with boom department, and then on, and we have to specify the fields company.id equals to, let's say, department.id. Okay, now if I execute this, here you see it has returned both left and right outer joins combined output. Hence you see the non-matched fields are filled with null. Okay, so you get the idea how full outer join works, where it outputs the result of both left and right outer join.